Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Uniquely You. I actually have a theme song for the intro of these videos. I just haven't gotten around to posting it or like making an actual intro to it, but you know, whatever. So anyway, it's been a while since I posted. I'm sorry about that. It's just been like a lot of things have been happening. We've been traveling so much right now. We've been doing a lot of traveling and a lot of other things have been happening. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Do you know your parents? It may seem light, but it's actually something that really needs to be talked about because it's not, and a lot of kids, teenagers, and young adults don't know their parents. And let's not make this creepy or like awkward. That's not what it means. It just means having a connection and an understanding of where your parents are while you are where you are. So to make this as concise and as meaningful and impactful as it can without carrying on for 20 minutes, bottom line is we tend to think, especially now with like movies and TV shows and commercials, like all the teens are like, Dad, Mom, get out of my life, you don't understand anything. When in reality it's like, guys, you know they were once kids too, right? They were literally the exact same age you were and went through probably all these things or more. You don't know, okay? So the point is, our parents are not our friends. Now what do I mean by that is that we can't treat our parents like how we would treat our best friends. They're not our peers, they are our superiors in every sense of the word. I mean, look.
Whose house you be living in? Whose food you be eating? Okay? Like,
we expect so much. We expect so much and so little at the same time from our parents. Like, we expect them to feed and clothe and provide and shelter and do all these things for us, but then we don't expect them to actually care about our life. And as weird as that sounds, that's essentially what young adults, young teenagers mean when they don't want their parents to have anything to do with their life. They're like, well, I have my friends and Mom and Dad, you don't understand, so move along. Excuse me. Now this is not to say, I know that some of you might watch this and be like, oh, that's because she has a perfect relationship with her parents and blah 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 blah. Listen, honey child, my relationship isn't, and my relationship still isn't perfect. I don't think you're never gonna have a perfect relationship with your parents, with your spouse, with your siblings, with your best friends. But you reach a point, like with your best friends, you strive, even subconsciously, you strive to put a balance there. Oh, if your friend doesn't like this, then you try to level it out so that your friend, you don't do things that your best friend doesn't like, right? So, but if your parents are asking the same thing, it's suddenly the end of the world. Now, my dad's gonna watch this and he's gonna be like, really? Now, what I mean is, parents and children are not always going to see eye to eye, but that doesn't mean that there has to be conflict every second of the way and day. Like, my relationship with my parents, I'm just going to be honest, my relationship with my parents is really good. It's super good. Me and my parents, we have a perfect understanding. We like vibe. That is not me saying I'm on the same level as my parents, but we have an understanding, and it took a while to get to that point. That's my point. I didn't wake up and suddenly like turn a teenager and suddenly me and my parents were the best friends. My parents are my friends. I will say that, and that is not to say that, oh, they let me do whatever I want to do, or they do this or do that. That does not mean that we don't have any like discussions of confrontation where things might not be exactly ideal for one or the other, but our understanding and our communication with each other is amazing. It was not always so, I'll say that is not always so, a long time ago. And it was a growth. Everything is a growth. My point, okay, I keep saying my point and then I go off onto a little thing, but like, okay, so your parents provide for you, they take care of you. I'm not a parent, so don't be
like, oh, well, she's a mom now, so she understands these things.
I'm not a parent, but I'm coming from a perspective of, after a while, stepping back and looking at how things unfolded and how things are now and where things are going with other people, to know that something is kind of off balance. You know, the scales have tipped a little bit and they're not in the best situation. And a lot of it is influenced from like the TV. You see certain shows and people are like, oh no, I know that's not reality or whatever, but it's into their minds, and then they're doing it, and then their friends see how they react to their parents, and then those kids do that, and then their siblings see how they were reacting to their parents, and it's just a chain reaction. If you're living with your parents and your parents are doing all these things for you, don't you think that there's ever a little respect and a little bit of your time, like to give them some of your time, as they've invested literally from the moment they found out they were pregnant with you, they invested their lives into you. You know, if you gave them like 2 hours every day or whatever, is that so much to ask? Like, here's the thing. Your parents, most parents, this is for, okay, you know, not every parent is gonna be a good parent, but those parents that want good for their children, they're not doing what they're doing to hurt us. I know that sounds,
criminal.
but they're not. They're literally just looking out for our best interests. And of course, parents are gonna make mistakes. Children make mistakes. But back up for a moment and try to look at the situation through their eyes. Because you know what the thing is, we forget a lot of the time that our parents were once teenagers and young adults too. So it's not like, oh, they don't know anything about what I'm going through. Everyone's situation is different. Your parents didn't go through the same things that you're going through, but they already have a feeling. They already have the foreknowledge and foresight of things that you're going to face, that, oh, this is going to happen more than likely. Let's try to deaden the blows or navigate them so that they don't have to feel these blows. So, honestly, usually, if you get a good parent, they're not trying to hurt you, okay? As weird as that sounds, I'm not a parent. As weird as that sounds, though, I can sympathize with parents, because a lot of parents are attacked nowadays. Like, if a parent's trying to do good for the child, that be a sin, okay? That's how it's looked at today, and I don't know what's going on with the world. So when you have these problems, maybe in the future, like, people, if we could take it, because if your friend gets hurt by you, your immediate reaction, if you're a good friend, is to take a step back, introspect, and look at the situation through your friend's eyes. Maybe, well, let me see how I hurt my friend. How did that hurt my friend? And how can I avoid doing that again? That's the way that you should look at things with your parents. If your parents have a problem with something that seems to be an issue, maybe there's a real issue there, and your parent is not just nagging at you, okay? It's probably a real issue, and your parent is trying to save you, help you, navigate, direct you in some way to help in the situation. And like I said, your parent isn't your friend. My mom is like, we are friends. But when I say your parent is not your friend, is that they're not always going to be in your corner with everything that you want to do, like your peers. Your parent is not your peer. They are your authority. They are your protection. They are your hedge. They are your guide. We have to remember that. So, your parent should be your friend. That is an ideal situation, but your parent is not on your same level. You guys are not right here. You're here and your parent is here, and when you become a parent, if that's what you decide to do later on in life, then you'll probably understand this. Wow, I sound like my dad always wanted me to sound. So, in summary, that's about all I have to say in this video. Take a look at things from your parents' point of view. Try to see things from your parents' point of view. Talk about things with your parents. Okay, we lack an open line of communication. We should be able to communicate with our parents and talk through issues and things, and we don't. And that's actually where the main disconnect is. We've cut off communication from our parents. We go to our friends to complain about our parents, or we go to other people to talk about issues that we really should be taking to our parents to talk about. And once there's an open line of communication, the possibility of things that you can talk about and do and just like interact with your parents changes and shifts, and it becomes a whole new world. So this is not to say, oh, all you kids are bad or something. Some people just don't, and even some parents don't know how to ensue a conversation or interaction with their kids. Some parents feel disconnected from their kids, and that's true. Maybe at the dinner table, open up a conversation about school, or you feel really happy, or even if you're depressed, just open up a conversation with your parents to you guys can start communicating and connect better as a unit, because that's what we are. We're a unit. Families are units, and we're losing our unity. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and share it, like it, comment down below, give me another suggestion for another video, and I might do a video about that topic. I'd love to hear back from you guys. Go ahead and follow all my social medias down below. Check out my other YouTube channel and the Remnant Rising that I told you guys about in the first video. Go ahead and check them out. They're down in the link below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!